Okay. All right. Well, welcome everyone. I hope, hang on. There we go. All right. Hope everyone is, oh my goodness, my computer's doing something weird. I think that's because Justin's like logging in. It's like doing something weird. Hope everyone has had a great weekend and a great week. So there he is. He's found a coffee shop or something. This is our week 3 of our 90-day sprint. So hope everyone is like keeping focused on getting to Bali or to the other incentive trip in Europe for our European and UK people. I know there's some of them going for that as well. So I just was going to run through the recognition first, and then Justin is going to run through the DMO stuff. So there's a bit of a technical glitch at the moment, so we can't unfortunately recognize our top contactors because we can only access them for a month, not for a week. So we are doing that on our monthly team call, but we haven't been able to kind of get that to work for the week. So there's some sort of an IT bug that is preventing that from happening. So we'll get that sorted soon, hopefully. But anyway, we're going to recognize our top associate enrollers. So this includes associates that they've enrolled for the first week, which was the 22nd to the 28th of June. So we had Diane Marsh and Lynn Brown and Julie and Sasha. So way to go, guys. Fantastic work. I know Julie and Sasha are right up there on the leaderboard. So let's give them a big round of applause. Fantastic. All right. And then for week 2, we have...
Yay! Well done, guys. It's amazing.
Our top associate enroller for the second week was Rachel Hepner. So well done, Rachel. And then we had like a lot of people tying. In second place, we had Sally Diamond, Monica Webb, Julie McDonald and Sasha Demitov, Fernando Valoroso, Denise Powell, and Avelino Pescarosa. And I'm pretty sure I didn't say that exactly correctly, but that's okay. Awesome. So that is the recognition. So over to you, Justin.
Well, how about we give the top associate enrollers a bit of a round of applause? Yay! Well done, everyone! Woohoo! Champion efforts! Okay, fantastic. Well, it's saying that on this end the PowerPoint's damaged, so I might need you to flick through that if you can for me, darling.
That's okay.
Yeah, we're having a wonderful IT day today, everyone. Okay, so I want you for a moment, I want you to center yourself, take yourself into your power center, your hara, your chakra, sacral chakra, your dantian. I want you to feel in for a moment how you are living your life and creating the success that you're living into. I want you to feel some of the gratitude for all the work that you've already done in investing in yourself, in investing in the seer, learning about the products, using the products, talking to people, and think about how you're moving forward. Because we can either have excuses or we can have results, but we can't have both. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about the concept of integrity. And integrity is a wonderful thing when it exists. It's a wonderful thing all the time, but we are the ones that are responsible as to whether it exists or not. And coming from that space, it just eliminates blame. It eliminates the excuses, the reasons why we're not getting the results we are. And so I want you to ask yourself, so how is your integrity today? And it's a moment-by-moment thing as well. So right now with my IT, I'm out of integrity. My IT is like struggling right now. And I've got 2 hours of Apple Store appointments this afternoon to try and resolve that. Right? But integrity is the essence of everything successful. We're going to mute Nikki. I'll get you to mute people, please. Carolyn, can you? No, it's not Carolyn. Who is it? Something's going on there. There's a lot of non-muted people, Nikki, and you are on duty for that. So integrity is the essence for everything successful. And integrity is neither wrong, it's neither bad. It does. Integrity is not about morality or ethics. Integrity is when things are whole and complete. And integrity is a constant choice and an action to bring into existence. if you're feeling yourself making yourself or someone else wrong because something's not working, that you're actually slipping into the world of morality and standards. And it's a very human thing to do. Not learning, and it's your choice.
You're breaking up quite a lot. You might need to turn your video off.
Man, that's a major bummer. So how much did that do? How much of that did we hear, Nikki?
We heard some of it, but it's breaking in and out.
Well, it really only works as a presenter if you can hear me. So I'll try one more time, but if it doesn't work, Nikki, you're going to have to step up.
That's better. We can hear you now.
Take over. Okay, so integrity is the essence of everything successful. Integrity is neither right nor wrong, good nor bad. Integrity either exists or does not exist. Integrity is not about morality or ethics or standards. With integrity, things work. Without it, things don't work. Integrity is when things are whole and complete. Integrity is a constant choice and actions to bring into existence. Now, when I first had my initial discussions as an adult around integrity, there was a lot of self-blame. There was a lot of, and blame of others as well. There was a lot of this morality and upset going on. And I'd like you to take on the idea that integrity isn't about morality. It's not about who's right or wrong. It just is or it isn't. And that's a choice. And that we can be responsible for bringing about integrity in our lives in everything we do. Whether that's our sleep cycles, what we eat, how we communicate to others, how we perform in our business. And so that's why this quote is so powerful. We can either have excuses, which is a lack of integrity, or we can have results, but we can't have both. So today I really want to inspire you and help educate and share this idea around how integrity is a choice and and actions. And each person can do that every single day or not. But beating yourself up around the past doesn't help. It's who you are in the moment and what you choose to do about it that really matters. So just challenge you to consider integrity in your life, how that shows up and how you want it to show up in the future. Can we go to the next slide, please, Nikki?
Yep.
So when we apply the idea of the concept of integrity to our work, to our SEER business, to living our life, living a healthy life, if it's whole and complete, it works, and we've got stuff done. But if we don't do the stuff we know we need to do, we don't have integrity. Life feels very difficult and challenging. So today I want you to think about it, and remember, these calls are like little mini workshops, so take notes. Apply this to your life. What is it that you need to get done? What do you need to do to get stuff done? How do you remind yourself what's important to you? Do you do a list in the morning? Do you do the Eat the Frog, the A, B, C, D, E list? And then you prioritize that 1 to 5. You know, what do you need to bring integrity into your SEO business? Remembering, it's not about morality. It's about just how do you make it whole and complete. Maybe there's some information you need to learn. Maybe there's new habits you need to develop. How do you organize yourself? Are you using a paper diary? Are you using iCal or Google Calendars? How do you do that? What's your plan? Referring to last week, the WHOOP plan, or the P in the WHOOP. Now, in the WHOOP, I put a video up in the Shine Bright team, a little bit more about the WHOOP, and I'll continue to do that. I think that's a really big and powerful concept. So, you know, what is the plan that you've got in place to be productive? How do you allocate your time? You know, you're allocating enough time for good food, exercise, sleep, and then prospecting time, learning how to effectively invite, what tools are available today, what presentations can we send people to, how are the best ways to follow up. I use Genie as my follow-up tool. It's the easiest way for me. But you have to embrace that and bring integrity to how you do it. And then how do you get people started and how do you duplicate yourself? And what are you going to do today to progress towards your goals? It's really important to have a look at the big picture and then focus down on the micro actions, the daily actions you have to do every day. And that's where the DMO really comes in, the daily method of operation. And do you know what the income producing activities of this business are? You know, are you super crystal clear on what your income producing activities are? How do you invite? How do you make sure people see your presentation? How do you follow up from that? And how do you get them started? Next slide, please, Nikki. Okay, so the daily method of operation is a very well-known mechanic in the industry for keeping people on track. For me, it really helps me stay focused. It keeps me in action. My daily method of operation isn't too overwhelming or daunting. It's achievable. It's realistic. It's time-focused. It's productive. And I need to take responsibility in my life, and I am taking responsibility in my life. And as a team, as a Shine Bright team, I would say there are two areas that we've been overly nice. We've been nice from the beginning. And we haven't really focused on accountability and tracking. And actually tracking our business activity and measuring what we're doing. And the thing is, if you don't measure, you can't manage it. You can only manage something that is measured. And so without the measurement, we can't tell if it's the invite that is the problem, if it's the presentation that's the problem, if it's how we get them started that's the problem. We need to know that. And you need to know for you, like what parts of the business you're good at and where you need help and support. Some people are not good at doing presentations. And if they measure that, they can, and identify that, they can bring other people in to do that for them. And that's the same with all parts of the business, getting people started. How many three-way calls are you doing? How much are you actually leveraging your upline, your support team? So I want you to really think about what are these things that you need to bring into your daily method of operation to take you closer to your goals. And one concept I love is the DMO is actually a self-mastery program. So if it's your self-mastery program that you're building to create your ideal life, to live in to your most empowered self, to shine your brightest, what does that need to look like? What is it? What happens when you get up? What happens how do you do your exercise? How do you manage the kids or manage the parents? You know, what is it you have to do? And what is it you have to do in the business so that you get results and you move forward and you get that sense of satisfaction and that gratitude for living your life the best you can? That's what your DMO is. Don't think of it as a chore and a task. Think of it as your friend to keep you on track. It's a tool, a mechanic to give you leverage and power. So it's got to obviously include the income producing activities that are actualizing your goal. So you need to be clear on a goal, and hopefully in week 1 and week 2, you're focused on your why and your goals. So you know what that is. And you can start to track that back. If you're looking for reach for the beach, and maybe you don't have any, say you're just starting from scratch, well, you want to be looking at 2 enrollments a week right now. You know, if you've been consistent throughout, perhaps it's only 1.5 a week, depending on what goal you're at. That's just an example. But whatever it is know your goal, break it down into the income-producing activities that are going to give you the realization of that goal and put that into your DMO. It needs to include personal and professional development. And a great guide, which I believe Rob Sperry, Fraser Brooks, a lot of the great trainers in the MLM industry agree on, is that every minute you do in personal and professional development, do a minute of income-producing activities. It's easy to sit and listen to like a 45-minute podcast, you know, MLM Nation, or read a book, or watch a YouTube on something for an hour on Gary Semison's latest presentation. But will you also commit to putting an hour into inviting new people? You know, or 20 minutes of inviting, 20 minutes of presenting, 20 minutes of following up. Look at how you spread your time across your personal, professional development, your income-producing activities. And make sure you don't burn out as well, like self-nurturing wellness activities. In the past, I've had a habit of wanting to be a high achiever and feeling frustrated I wasn't achieving enough, so giving myself a hard time, which actually made me achieve less and be less productive. Kind of silly, really. And so we need to identify, and I am constantly looking at ways to identify these habits in my life that are counterproductive and how to eliminate them. And I find the best way for me to deal with a bad habit is to focus on replacing it with a good habit. So look at how you need to self-nurture yourself and the wellness activities. And now accountability and support. So for most of my career in ASEA, I'd say the first 4 years, follow-up was the thing I was least good at and the thing I had the most resistance to. I was scared to follow up. I hated doing it. And now follow-up is my favorite thing to do. I really look forward to touching base with people. And this is what we can totally change our perspective on what we do. If we look at accountability as someone cracking the whip on us, we're probably not going to enjoy it. But if we can embrace accountability as this is the reminder of how am I going to achieve my goal, how am I creating my ideal life, then it can be something we can love to do. And Nicole, you may want to mute yourself first, please. There's a bit of background noise. So for me, when I ask someone to hold me accountable, I simply ask them to get present with me, help me get present with them, and ask me the question of what are you doing today going to take you closer to your ideal life? Just to remind me of why I'm doing all of this. Take yourself back to your why when you're looking at holding yourself accountable and supporting others to do so. And there's accountability to yourself and accountability to your team. If you're blessed enough to already have a team, it's how do you create the space to hold them accountable as well. So in this process of the 90-day challenge, we're bringing in more accountability and support. And particularly as of this week, hopefully the accountability groups can really get cracking. Nikki, can we go to the next page, please? Okay, darling, we might need to focus a little more. Just one task at a time is good. And we live in a very distracting age, right? We really do. Some of us have ADD, ADHD.
I pressed the wrong button and everything went weird on my computer.
And this is humanity, right? We can have excuses or we can have results. We can't have both, you know. And it's such a, to me, it's one of the most loving things that I can do to myself and do to others is to hold space to help them see the results of their choices. You know, so accountability and integrity can actually be, to me, is actually a really empowering thing. It's a beautiful thing. So how do you create your DMO? You want to make it simple. That's key. You want to make it simple. It's got to be productive, and it's got to be done every day. And now we really want you to track it. We want you to start to track your own DMO and score yourself and share that with others. We know when I've done weight loss programs and so forth in the past and fat loss diets and things like that, when a person tries to do it by themselves, they have a small percentage chance of success. When they do it with a buddy, it greatly improves. I think it's about like 11 or 13% or something success chance. And then when it doubles, it goes up to about, with a buddy, it's about 26%. If it's 3, it's like 35% or something. These are numbers from years and years ago, so they're not accurate. But then when we're in a community of accountability and a support community, it can go right up 65, 80 something percent. And that's what we want to create in these accountability groups. And some of the amazing leaders, probably even on the call, leaders have done phenomenal jobs with doing this, creating this supportive, accountable communities. That's what I want you to all generate. Not just the accountability group leaders, but every participant in the groups to bring that integrity and to bring that support to each other to help us all be accountable and be productive and bring integrity to what we're doing. So these are some brainstorming ideas, and these are on the form that you'll be able to be in the email that comes after today. And these are some ideas for daily results that orientated business activities. So it's, you know, it's basically build a list. Number 1, prepare, right? Which is building a list. knowing how to invite, so forth, and constantly adding people to that. One thing that Fraser shares that I thought was quite good is for whatever number of people you commit to inviting every day, to inviting to have a look at the tool every day, so that might be 2, it might be 20. I think there's probably people on the call that are currently doing sometimes 50 people a day. Massive period of momentum building for them, right? Make sure you've got 50 plus 1, whatever that number is, that number plus 1 going onto your list. And being organized with the list. So again, Genie is easy for me to do when I'm not doing huge numbers, but when it gets to like 20 people a day, then I actually need to do a written form for that as well. So however it's going to work for you, but create a list that works for you, it's organized, constantly doing it, and put that on your DMO. Number of people you're going to contact, invite, number of presentations. Now, you don't necessarily need to do the presentation. I would recommend you don't. I'd use a tool to do that. Don't be a fool, use the tool. Let the tool do the talking. It's duplicatable, all that sort of stuff. But consider the different tools that are available to you. Remember, there's still PowerPoint presentations available. There's some of the presentations in the Renew with Redux group under the unit section that you can tag people in. There's obviously Genie. There's the Redux Rockstars, which is the main thing I use. There's the Tuesday night Redux talks. There's the Wednesday night Expert in the House. So being aware of all of these things, and just choose some. Don't choose all of them. Just focus on a few and get your tools right. And then look at how you're doing the follow-up after that. And what do you say to people? And how many a day you're going to do. So completing all your follow-ups is a key thing on your DMO. Cellular health consults or wellness trackers, getting people started. Okay, coaching people, customer service calls, accountability for you and your team. I'd really encourage you to put that on your DMO. We'll go to the next one, please, Nikki. And then some personal results-oriented activities for you as well. So things like your ideal day statement, daily affirmations, inspirational movie. Now, I hear a lot of people they do that first. That's the first thing they do in the day. Fraser Brooks, he wakes up. He goes to the microwave, he puts in an eye mask, puts it in the microwave, heats it up, goes back to bed, puts it over his eyes because we've got oil in our eyes when we're on computers all day. We blink less and it actually diminishes our eyesight, right? So he sits there with his eye mask on, his hot eye mask on, thinning the oil in his eyes, improving his eyesight, and he's listening to a podcast for 10, 15 minutes, or a book or something like that. So how do you do that? It could be while you do a walk or something. But focusing on a mindset early in the day is really good. Some exercise is super important. And being structured with your personal development. So it's great to maybe have a book club with your accountability group, or focus on a certain teaching for a month or something, and talk to other people around it. Share that. The MLM Nation podcast is always really super inspiring. It's great for people to help build their belief that they can do this industry. Leaders from all over the world that have done it. ABC Genie training has got a lot of great stuff with mindset as well. So it's got mechanical, how to do the business, but it's also got some mind stuff in there. And YouTube education. So lately I've been I'll put in a book, for example, Jim Rohn, Building Your Network Marketing Business. To me, the all-time great, the most powerful audio that I listen to if I'm having a tough day. It's only about 1 hour. It's full of golden nuggets of wisdom. It doesn't go into depth the mechanics of how to build the business, but that makes me feel good. I love that. And you can listen to that on YouTube and audio. Right? So there's so many books and things that are on YouTube and stuff now in audio format. And it's great, like NAS Daily, NAS Daily is great. Facebook that I follow, and Prince EA. Those two guys, they do great inspirational videos. I love them. I post them pretty regularly on my Facebook page as well. But, they really help my mindset. Nikki, we might go to the next one, please. Grounding yourself, visualization, meditation, prayer, all that sort of stuff. So this is a DMO that's inspired by Simon Chan, and it's 3 pieces of social media content on a day on Facebook. So it's starting to build your attraction marketing as well if you want to do it online. Meeting 5 new contacts a day, online and offline. Invite 5 people to have a look at a tool or a presentation, and follow up with any 5 prospects to say, hey, what did you like about what you saw, or did you see how you could benefit in any way from what you saw? I like that as a better question now. And then 3 prospects to watch a video, attend a presentation, a 3-way call. So that might be any of the presentations we talked about before. Okay, Nikki, so we might go to the next one. And this is Fraser Brooke's 10 core activities to be tracked daily. So again, social media posts, at least one a day, but 5 day. And posting about every 3 to 4 hours is best, instead of like posting 3 things all at once. About every 3 to 4 hours is really great. How many strangers have you added today? So it could be people you're adding into your genie list, people that your prospects. How many people have you lauded? If you're not sure what lauding is a whole process that we go through on the 12:30 day call. That's mainly happening Tuesday to Friday, because the Monday call's still going into that 12:30 to 1 time slot now. Also Tuesday night I go into more depth about it, but it's a great way to build trust and rapport, get to know your people. If you're meeting them on social media, you don't know them well, you really do need to build a relationship. And LAUD stands for location, occupation, recreation, and dreams. And the lauding process is a really great process. It's all written, the whole script down for you, so it's easy to follow. How many people have you asked, just curious, would you be open to checking out some information on how to fire your boss, on how to change that skin condition, how to feel better after exercise, not be so tired? No worries if you're not, I just thought I'd ask. Gentle, gentle, softly, softly. But a beautiful opening the mind to take the opportunity to look at some information. How many people did you get to review a tool, event, presentation, one-on-one? How many follow-ups have you done today? How many 3-way calls, messages have you done? How many people have said no? That great book, Go for No. It's better to get an answer than no answer at all. And remember that no is a no for now. And that many people, their life circumstances change. And this is really important when now, because the annual fee and the cleansing of the tree, which is going to happen in about 120 days, that people from years ago, if they haven't paid their annual fee, they'll actually be removed from the organization, from your tree. And I have people that 4 years ago, they gave it a bit of a go, they went in a good headspace, they just, it wasn't for them right then, they might have moved countries, and they've come back and like someone in the family's really sick. And now the first thing they think of is redox, and then they actually want to make a go of it from a business perspective as well. So it's always really good to be aware that no for now, and your quality of communication to all your prospects over the years is really, really important. So how many new customers and how many new distributors? Okay. So Nikki, you want to move on? That's some really great ideas around your DMO, how you track that. So check your inbox this afternoon for the DMO tracking form, and there'll be a new unit added in the 90-day sprint under the Shine Bright team with some of these documents as well. I do have a DMO with a lot of that information, except for the Fraser Brooke stuff, all on the back of it, so you can create your own DMO. Next one, please, Nikki. This is a time management example. So we have, I think, 168 hours in the week, something like that. And it's how do we use that time? We all have the same amount of time. It's how we use it that makes the difference. And so taking a little bit of time to get an overview of your week and planning when you're going to do what is really important. This is actually Sharon Waters' example she shared with us ages ago. And it shows gym time and ASEA time and Facebook time and face-to-face meetings and things like that. So it's just an example, but you can do this up, and it's easy to put into a spreadsheet. I've actually got Fan working on one. Nikki, did we end up getting that back from her yet? But we'll put that in the units as well. And yeah, we'll put that in the units, Jeanette, thanks for asking. And you can just color it and put that on the wall. And at any point in time, now, I don't know about everyone else, but many times I'm like, what am I meant to be doing right now? I can look at it, I can see the color, I can then go to my DMO, see how I'm tracking through the day, I know exactly what to do. Super empowering. Okay, we might go to the next one, please, Nikki. Very welcome. So what's next? This afternoon, we're going to get an email, we'll get a recording of the call, we'll get some links to the DMO, the accountability agreement as well, and also some of those other forms that talk about the time management sheet. So I really want you to connect with your accountability groups this week and connect with your leader. Make sure you plan out the times that you can attend for the rest of the 90-day challenge. Complete your accountability agreement. That'll be in the units and under the Shine Bright team as well. And create your DMO and start tracking, even if it's a little bit, right? Even if it's just purely your income-producing activities. Just start tracking something. How many people you're contacting, how many follow-ups, how many said yes, I've got a really complicated one that I'm doing as a part of the Fraser Brooks Inner Circle. And for all of it, we have our own special messenger group for that. So But honestly, it's way more complicated than most people need. But I could put that in the unit as well. I'd keep it really simple to start with. The biggest thing is to do it, is to make it achievable and do it. And we're going to have some special training for accountability group leaders. So we'd like to make that around the Monday nights that we don't have the other training. So we'll send some information out to the accountability group leaders and really add extra value for you. We are super grateful for all that you do and stepping up as leaders in the group. It's a great contribution. And you'll get some special training and more personal development, professional development there. Next week, we have a world-renowned guest speaker. You don't want to miss it. Make sure you reach out to your team. You get them on the call. And what's just happened, Nikki? Okay, yep. And and more about tracking your numbers. All right, next day, would you like to come back? Because I'm just like a profile picture. Pretty boring. You can wrap it up.
Yeah, thanks everyone. So does anyone we've got time for a couple of questions if anyone's got any questions? Yes, Anya.
It wasn't a question, but it was just something I was thinking about last night just to share with the group. Just when we're talking about what our goals are, just to make sure that the tasks that you need to do to reach that goal don't become your goal. So like if my goal is to recruit 2 people in a week, the tasks I need to do, like my list of 10 things, do a social media post, contact 20 people a day and all that kind of stuff. So make sure that that doesn't become your goal, because otherwise those tasks then mean that goal of recruiting 2 people a week is going to get further and further away because it might get put off. So I just wanted to make sure people remember the tasks they need to do and the goals are actually 2 different things.
I think that is important. I would agree with that, Anya, is like keep the big picture clear and then focus on the micro, the macro and the micro, the big picture, the little picture.
Yeah.
That's where the DMO and your daily tracking can really help you focus on, and your time management sheet, focus on what am I meant to be doing right now. We could all get a Facebook message pop up and distract us, or a phone call, or the kids run in and it's like, oh, where am I up to? Yeah, so those systems will help you create more integrity in your life. It's the integrity seminar I did with Landmark, to me, it completely changed my life. I highly recommend it. You do have to be a forum graduate to do it. Okay. Anyone else? Any questions? Thank you, Anya. And Anya, head off to you. Big shout out to you with your amazing work that you're doing with Fraser Brooks and powering along. She is doing fantastic things and helping a lot of people out there. Some people, Nikki, we get all of that. Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that.
Great strategy to really consider. Is there an interest group that you're really passionate about? Is there a niche group in the world that you really, really want to help? What if you were to create your own Facebook group around that and reach out to people and invite people to that group and start promoting to that group? Instead of us trying to go to other people's groups, become an expert in your own field and create your own community.
And then you can post what you want because you're admin.
That's right. I've been blocked from groups. Bugger that. I'm going to create my own. Awesome. Okay, fantastic. Any other comments, questions, concerns, thoughts? Oh, fantastic. Well, great work, everyone. Super grateful to be on this journey with you, and I want to see us all in Bali. I'm super excited to be there. To be going with you as a community, and we might wrap up this call here next up. And yeah, thank you, Mary, pleasure. And if you can, Nicole, we'll stop the recording.
I'm just going to do that, okay?
Thank you.